Love is full of mystery. One day he can't stop texting you. The next you're left staring at your phone, wondering if you even cross his mind. Many women think they have to do it all. Cook, sacrifice their time, even bend their dreams to win his heart. But the truth is, it's just one simple act, one decision that makes him realize you're the woman he can't risk losing. In this video, drawing on the work of Marian Rojas-Estapé, will reveal the hidden psychology behind why a man truly chooses. Do these once, and love will never look the same again. And as we reveal these patterns, subscribe now to be part of a community of women discovering the science of lasting love. So what are these psychology-backed patterns that make a man stop searching and start choosing? The first one is powerful because it speaks directly to a man's deepest need, especially when life feels overwhelming. 1. Be the calm in his storm. Work deadlines, family drama, financial stress. Most people run on adrenaline. That constant rush of cortisol makes the brain crave a safe place. Think of it like this. He's had a terrible day. His boss just ripped him apart in a meeting. Traffic was brutal, and he walks through the door. One woman might say, "You're always in a bad mood. I can't deal with this." Another greets him with warmth, listens without judgment, and offers space to breathe. Guess which one he associates with relief? Marian Rojas-Estapé explains that the brain literally links people to feelings. If your presence lowers his stress instead of raising it, you're not just a girlfriend, you become his reset button. Men don't always remember the exact words you said, but they'll never forget how they felt around you. And being his calm doesn't mean being quiet or passive. It means embodying something he craves, but doesn't know how to find on his own. Which brings us to the second step. The unexpected spark that makes him lean in. 2. Surprise him with mystery. Familiarity is comforting, but mystery is magnetic. Think back to your favorite TV series. Why do you binge it? Because you have to know what happens next. Relationships, though deeper, work in a similar way. Men are wired to chase, to seek novelty, and to feel rewarded when they discover new layers in someone they love. If you tell him every thought before he even asks, answer every call before the first ring, and map out every detail of your life for him, the curiosity fades. Picture two scenarios. One woman tells him, "Nothing much happened today." Another says, "You won't believe what almost happened at work, but I'll tell you later." Guess which one lingers in his mind for hours? Mystery isn't about playing games. It's about letting him experience the joy of discovery. Neuroscience shows that anticipation activates dopamine, the same brain chemical linked to desire. A little unpredictability, a new interest, or a story left unfinished can reignite attraction far more than constant availability, which leads directly to the third key. When he discovers you aren't waiting on him, his choice becomes crystal clear. 3. Build a life he wants to be part of. Here's the paradox. Many women think giving up their world will win his devotion. In reality, the opposite is true. A man is drawn to the woman who has her own vibrant world, her passions, her people, her purpose. Think about it. One woman clears her calendar, cancels on friends, and waits for his texts like they're lifelines. The other keeps her rhythm. Friday, she's at dance class. Saturday, she's out on a trail with friends. He knows she has her own pulse, her own energy, a life that doesn't pause just because he's around. And that's the one he can't get out of his head. Men don't fall for women who vanish into their shadows. They fall for the ones who shine on their own. Admiration fuels attraction, and there's nothing more magnetic than watching someone fully alive in their own world. You're not begging him to complete you. You're inviting him to step into a life that already feels rich, exciting, and full of promise. The magic is in the balance. You're not shutting him out, you're leaving the door open, and that open door makes him want to walk in and stay. 4. Respect yourself in his presence. One of the most magnetic things a woman can do is hold on to her self-respect, even when she's deeply in love. Think about the women you've admired most in your own life. Maybe it was a teacher, an aunt, or a friend's mother, the kind of woman who could walk into a room and people naturally straightened up. That's mostly because she carried herself with quiet dignity. When you're dating, it's easy to let that slide. You laugh off comments that sting, you rearrange your schedule at the last minute, you tell yourself it's fine when something doesn't sit right. But little by little, you send a message. My needs matter less than yours. And once that message takes hold, the balance shifts. Psychologists explain that we train people how to treat us. Every time you honor your boundaries, you're teaching him how to honor you too. A man might enjoy someone who bends for him, but he will choose the woman he respects. Respect is what turns affection into commitment, because admiration doesn't fade the way infatuation does. 5. Make him associate you with joy. Now ask any man what he remembers most about a past relationship, and chances are it won't be the dinners cooked or the errands run. What sticks are the moments that made him feel alive. The night you both laughed so hard your stomachs hurt. The road trip where you got lost and ended up with the best story. The way your energy lit up a boring Tuesday. Marian points out that the brain creates emotional anchors. It ties people to the feelings they leave behind. If being around you consistently feels joyful, your presence becomes addictive. He doesn't just think of you, he craves the state of mind he has when you're together. Joy here doesn't mean forcing a smile or being cheerful every second. It means letting your natural enthusiasm come through, sharing the things you love, and creating space for play even in ordinary days. Think about how contagious it is when someone talks passionately about their favorite music or drags you into a silly inside joke. That spark lingers, and it's the reason he'll replay memories of you in his mind long after you've left the room. 6. Give him a sense of purpose. Men don't stay where they feel useless. They stay where they feel like their presence matters. Marian explains that one of the deepest human needs is to feel useful, to believe we add something to someone else's life. When a man feels his role beside you carries meaning, that's when his loyalty deepens. This doesn't mean making him your project or depending on him for everything. It can be as simple as asking his advice on something important to you, letting him see that his perspective has weight. It can be showing genuine pride when he achieves something at work, even if it seems small. It can even be giving him space to protect and provide in his own way, while still standing strong on your own 2 feet. How about the bonds formed in other parts of life? Teammates on the same field, co-workers on the same project. They stay together because they're building something bigger than themselves. When a man senses that life with you has direction, that your journey together is leading somewhere meaningful, he stops drifting. He begins to anchor himself to you. 7. Let him miss you. Absence, it has a strange power. In a world of constant notifications and instant replies, one of the rarest things you can give someone is the chance to long for you. When every moment together is followed by endless access, he never gets to feel the pull of missing you. And that pull is what turns comfort into desire. What's your favorite meal? Let's say it's pizza. If you had it every single night, it would stop tasting special. But have it once a month, and suddenly it feels like a treat. Relationships aren't so different. When you're living your life, seeing friends, chasing your own passions, there will naturally be moments when you're not available. And in those moments, he gets to sit with the space you leave behind. That's when he realizes how much you color his days. This isn't about playing games or ignoring him. It's about balance. It's about allowing a rhythm where he gets the joy of being with you and the hunger of missing you. When both exist, the bond only grows stronger. 8. Show him he can trust you with his vulnerabilities. Even the most confident man carries doubts. Maybe it's the pressure to succeed, the fear of failing his family, or the scars of past mistakes he rarely admits. Most men are taught to lock those fears away, to show the world only their strength, which is why the person he finally opens up to becomes unforgettable. Imagine he tells you about a failure he still feels ashamed of. In that moment, he's exposing his deepest fear. If you laugh it off or use it against him later, the door slams shut, maybe for good. But if you listen, if you show him you still see him as capable and worthy even with that flaw, something shifts. You become the one person who makes him feel safe in a world that constantly demands toughness. Marian reminds us that intimacy isn't just physical closeness. It's being emotionally bare and still accepted. When he learns he can be fragile in front of you without losing your respect, you move from temporary company to permanent necessity in his mind. 9. Admire him in the right way. Men may act like they don't care about praise, but the truth is, admiration fuels them. Not blind flattery, not empty compliments, but genuine recognition of who they are and what they do. When it comes from a woman they value, it lands differently. It feeds the part of them that wants to protect, provide, and stand tall. How do you feel when someone notices the effort you put into something others take for granted? It lights you up, doesn't it? The same is true for him. When you say, "I love how you handled that situation," or "I'm proud of the way you didn't give up," you're not just praising him, you're reflecting back the best version of himself. Research shows that people are more likely to stay in relationships where they feel appreciated. And it's not about building his ego, it's about creating a bond where he feels seen. A man may date many women, but he chooses the one who makes him believe he's capable of becoming his fullest self. Admiration can light him up, but it's not enough on its own. What makes that admiration stick, what turns it into real devotion, is knowing he can count on you to show up the same way tomorrow. And that's where consistency comes in. 10. Be consistent in your energy. Attraction often begins with excitement, but commitment grows where there's stability. If one day you're warm and affectionate, and the next you're cold and distant for no reason, he feels unsteady. That unpredictability might keep him guessing, but it doesn't make him feel safe. And safety is what ultimately makes a man choose to stay. Consistency doesn't mean being perfect or hiding your emotions. It means showing up with a steady presence he can rely on. If you say you'll call, you call. If you care about something, you don't change it to match his mood. If you're upset, you express it directly instead of punishing him with silence. Marian often says that emotional stability builds trust. When he knows what to expect from you, not in a boring way, but in a grounded way, he can relax. And when a man relaxes into love, that's when he invests fully. He stops scanning the horizon for other options because he's already found what feels like home. And just like that, love doesn't ask you to lose yourself. The woman a man chooses above all is the one who keeps her light, her voice, her dreams, and shares them without fear. When he feels safe with you, when your presence lifts him, when he admires the way you carry yourself, he knows he's found something rare. Don't shrink to fit someone else's idea of love. Live fully, and the right man will choose you without hesitation. Subscribe for more relationship psychology, hit the like button, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. See you in the next video.